There you are. That ended up working out.
What's that?
That ended up working out.
Yeah, she told me, I talked to her Friday, she said she wanted to do it, but she hasn't noticed anything, right? And I can sort of get a hold of her later and say, do something, the next day or two.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll work. We got a minute.
Yep.
Okay. Well, folks, welcome to our Salary Board meeting and Commissioners meeting. I'll call the Salary Board meeting to order and ask that you join me in the salute to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. All right, the first item on the agenda for the Salary Board meeting is to approve the minutes of the January 3rd, 2023 meeting. So I'll entertain a motion that we approve the same unless there are corrections or changes.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. First item of business, second item of business, we have a request from President Judge Ammerman to set the 2023 salary for the law clerk effective January 3rd, 2023 at $46,000. I will entertain a motion as to the same.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Rob. Motion having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next item of business is a request from Court Administration to create a temporary position of Department Clerk 2, effective December 28, 2022, not to exceed 60 calendar days. Is there a motion as to the same?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. All righty, unless there is something else for the good of the order, I will entertain a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn the meeting, having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. We will go directly into our Commissioners meeting, and we'll dispense with the salute to the flag since we just did it. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of our previous meeting of January 3rd, 2023. Is there a motion as to the same, barring any corrections or changes?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Rob, approve the bills. Okay, thank you, Rob. Unless there are questions about the bills as presented, I'll entertain a motion that we approve payment of the same.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion having properly moved and seconded, all those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, folks, if you just give us a second to sign. Thank you very much. Okay, we have some personnel issues for our consideration this morning. Under new hires, we have a Department Clerk 3 in the Tax Claim Office effective January 3rd, 2023. We have, and I'll double check myself here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full-time telecommunicators, all effective January 30th, 2023, which I think I'm very pleased to see, and I'm sure the board is also. I think that would bring quite a bit of relief to our 911 office. We have, under separations, retirements, one full-time telecommunicator at our 911 office effective December 16th, 2022, and a full-time corrections officer at the jail effective January 4th, 2023. We also have 2 requests for leave of absence under the Family and Medical Leave Act, one to be effective on or about the 8th of February of 2023 for a period of 8 weeks, another one for intermittent leave under the Family and Medical Leave Act from November 28, 2022 until January 24th, 2023. Unless there are some other changes or corrections, I'll entertain a motion that we make the changes as stated.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion having properly moved and seconded. All those in favor so signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Public comment. Folks, if anyone's here for public comment, I would just ask that you identify yourself and you, if you could restrict your comments to about 5 minutes. So, is anyone here for public comment today? Yes, Christy. And if you'd like, Christy, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if you want to use the podium, you're welcome to use it.
I'm gonna hang out. My name's Christina Fulton. I'm a resident of Clearfield County. I am also a member of the Democratic State Committee for Clearfield County, and I was coming to you today to consider utilizing some ballot drop boxes in Clearfield County. I know there may be some, one of the first things associated with the topic is that security risks and fraud. But there's been recent research that suggests that security incidents related to Dropbox are relatively unlikely to occur. And I brought with me today was some information, an article first that was put together by Laura Albert, PhD. She's a professor of industrial systems of engineering at University of Wisconsin-Madison. She states that both election officials and voters like drop boxes. Drop boxes have been shown to reduce the burden of voting and increase turnout in historically disenfranchised areas. Surveys suggest that the ability to use the drop box increases the confidence in voters that they have in their vote. It increases their confidence that their vote will be counted and increases the voters' trust in the voting process. Ballots submitted to a drop box are only handled and processed by election staff, which some voters view as more secure than submitting ballots to the U.S. Postal Service. Drop boxes are also built to be more secure than USPS mailboxes. I'm going to leave this article with you, and then the 2020 Department of State guidance for absentee and mail-in ballot return guidance. I want to leave it with you today. And I did want to state that I had talked to a couple your constituents in Clearfield County, and one wanted me to make sure I came here and mentioned that even if drop boxes aren't necessarily remote boxes that we have to build and have concrete or have a footer or whatever, that there's also an option of secure locations of inserting a mail slot into a building and then having a drop box secure on the inside too. That, you know, there's different options, I think, and that person wanted me to make sure I mentioned that, you know, to utilize the existing structures would help with durability and feasibility. So I have these articles, and thank you for considering them.
Okay. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Comments? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, miss.
My name. I'm Abby Carr. I'm a resident of Clearfield County, DuBois. What you're looking at the map is the whole map of Clearfield. Your election office is only open 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, which is totally unfeasible for the working class, especially if they don't trust the mail system. I came up with 3 secure ballot box locations that I think would be like the easiest accessible. One in the DuBois City Building in downtown DuBois. It's right next to the police station. Most people are in and out, and they already have a drop box there for our city bills, so it's definitely an easable place for people of DuBois to get there. The Treasure Lake post office right in their town center, and then in Kerwinsville, right at their post office, which is like a central location. What would like a ballot drop box help with? Not only would it help people feel more secure, it would alleviate a line on election day, or with COVID-19, it's not really going away. A lot of older people vote by mail because of that, and delays in the post service, and stamps are getting more expensive. So it just is a better thing for everyone, and democracy works when everyone can vote. So.
Thank you, Miss. Did you, Miss, and I just didn't catch it. Did you identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm Abby Clark.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you. You did.
you, Abby.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Yep, Zach, I recognize you. Thank you.
I love research on that.
I love history.
So I'm Zach, and like I said, from Houndstone. I'm also here on the topic of ballot boxes. I want to extend a congratulations to Commissioner Tatum as well.
Thank you.
Glad to see somebody from down our way in the commissioner's seat. So I, like I said, I'm here on ballot boxes, and just for a little bit of background, according to the census, Clearfield has about 80,000 people, and of those 80,000 people, about 62,000 of them are registered or aged enough that they could be registered to vote, so 18 plus. If you take out the incarcerated number out of the census, so you're looking at 57,500 people possibly eligible to vote. Of those, we only have about 48,000 registered, and only 31,000 of them voted in November's election. So we're looking at about 55% of our eligible voters. Of that number of people over the age of 18 are voting. I think that ballot boxes are going to be helpful in getting that number up, because if you're old and you can't get to the polling place, you can someone can drive you by. You just throw your ballot in the mail or in the ballot box. Really simple. I know there's been a lot of we've talked a lot about the evidence of increasing voter turnout. There's a Washington 2021 case study that was done in the state of Washington. The state of Washington has they only vote by mail or by ballot box. They don't vote like on election day at a poll like we do. So there's been a lot of studies around that, and it has shown that people do come out to vote more often, and it shows that if the ballot boxes and places to drop ballots are closer to their house, they're more likely to vote. So that's, I just wanted to mention that. It does have the potential to drive up turnout, which I think is something we can all support. And one of the biggest things that they found in this case study, which I think I have as the first one there, it was ballot security was a reason people use ballot boxes. Now, a lot of places use ballot boxes. It's not just Washington State. Before 2020, so like, before COVID and everything, 8 states, Arizona, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Montana, New Mexico, Oregon, and Washington all had explicit drop box laws in place, but 40 of the 50 states allow ballot boxes. Only 10 of them don't allow them. So it's not something that's like brand new. I know we've heard a lot about it due to political activities. And after 2020's election, there was a lot of activists on both sides that scrutinized footage of drop boxes and things like that, and they didn't find any fraud. I mean, that's of the Associated Press contacted, I think, all 50 states, and no fraud was found in ballot boxes in those 50 states. So in closing, I just want to say that ballot boxes they're safe and a good way to just make democracy work better. You could look at possibly post offices, magisterial district offices, things like we have one down in House, so it'd be super convenient down there. It'd probably be convenient in DuBois, and then also with Judge Nevling, I'm sure that would be convenient at his location. And yeah, thank you for your time. That's all I have.
Thank you.
I guess I'm glad you guys came. 'Cause this has been something that's bothered me since 2020, the idea that ballot boxes and drop boxes have become kind of polarizing, and it doesn't make any sense to me. It hasn't. So I guess the one thing I would say to you, Abby, is these are interesting locations, but I wonder if maybe if we were to do this, and I'm not, obviously we have to talk about it, but it seems like there ought to be something in the southern part of the county too, like Houtzdale.